This is He Knows Everything, bringing you the heat for. We keeping a foot on the whoop. Oh, Nicks. We keeping a foot on the whoop. Oh, Nicks. And like the Tibetan Mastiff that I am, man. Like the Siberian tiger that I am, I'm applying whoop unlimited pressure. Because pressure does what? Heat versus pipes. Let's talk about it, man. All right. I'm going to do 4 of the Errol the True Spence is going to properly retire Manny Pacquiao via Aarp retirement Pac-Man style. The fight is basically next month, so there's going to be a lot of compacting of videos to get to the 200. This is part 47 of why Errol the True Spence will properly retire Manny Pacquiao via Aarp retirement Pac-Man style. So hear me fucking well. Let's talk about it, man. Errol the True Spence is already in fight shape. We sit here and I want you guys to look at the background. I want you guys to see what's going on. This is what we call alpha male purge. This is what we call a delineation, a distinction, a gulf, and a separation. Today I'm going to basically give you inklings of what each and every other video after the next video is going to be. But He Knows Everything, formerly known as He Knows the Sport, sees a big thing that's happening when it comes to the Spence versus the Pacquiao fight. The biggest thing is the jealousy, the envy, and the racism that's associated with this fight. If you notice, more and more Filipinos, more and more white folks, more and more non-black folks are coming out and saying Manny Pacquiao is going to win the fight. Even though they know physically the size is not in Manny Pacquiao's favor. Even though they know that from a age standpoint, Errol the True Spence will properly retire Manny Pacquiao. Even though they know using their corpus callosum, their cerebellum, their neuro-linguistic mindset would not allow them to let the neuron receptors click on all cylinders to tell you that Errol the True Spence's size, his strength, his timing, his tactical aggression, his technical punching placement, his body snatching work, his levying onslaught of the punishment style is not enough for Manny Pacquiao. When you look at this background, what do you see? You see a guy that's on a mission. You see a guy that basically told you that his mission statement was to lord over and dominate the welterweight division. Hasn't that happened thus far? Hasn't that been happening opponent after opponent? Hasn't Errol the True Spence been systematically breaking down each and every opponent that they put in front of him? So what's the difference between Manny Pacquiao and any of these other welterweights? Manny Pacquiao is just another day at the park. Errol the True Spence don't need to do anything different. When you see these guys coming out and saying Spence needs to be worried about this, he needs to be worried about that, he doesn't need to be worried about nothing. All Errol the True Spence got to do is be Errol the True Spence. This is what we call Jedi mind trick. These Jedi mind tricks that these trainers, these racists, these jealous and envious folks do is mindsets to try to veer off a person that's weak-minded. Hence the vernacular, hence the terminology. You have to be weak-minded in order for you to be thrown off. Last time I checked, Errol the True Spence is not weak-minded. If you listen to Errol Spence Sr., he says, my son is a very intelligent man. He's very astute. He's very wise. He's very able to be a variation in how he governs his affairs. Errol Spence Sr. has said this. This has come out of Errol Spence Sr.'s mouth. So when we look at Errol the True Spence and we look at what he brings to the table in terms of a complete package fighter, because that's what he is, a complete package fighter, we're not seeing a guy that's going backwards. All we're seeing is incline. All we're seeing is always forward, never backwards. But these detractors, these panderers, and what did we tell you guys about pandering narratives? They have a ceiling cap. Once it goes up, the motherfucker must come tumbling down. If you notice, there's a pattern. Every Errol the True Spence series ends up with Errol the True Spence as a victor, because He Knows Everything has basically dissected the truth that they call Errol Spence and dissected his physiology, dissected his mental, dissected his physical, dissected his emotional, dissected basically his holistic being. And through, what he's found is that this guy's a true alpha extraordinaire governed by true alpha economics. There's nothing about this guy that tells you there's beta in his fucking bones. This reigns supreme and true when it comes to the boxing square circle. Spence is not worried about Manny Pacquiao. That's why he did the big move the last time on Twitter. Spence knows all he needs to do is focus on himself, and he'll get the job done. You even have fight fans saying, Errol the True Spence need to fight the way he fought against Mikey Garcia. You need to mix it up. Spence don't even need to listen to y'all. Because what got Spence to the yard, what got Spence to the party, what got Spence down to dancing boogie, get down on it, get down on it, get down now, get down on it, get down on it, get down now. What got him to boogie and be part of Boogie Down Promotions is the fact that Errol the True Spence was being his authentic self. He's a coach's dream. He listens to the game plan to the team. Floyd Mayweather is the only other fighter that I know that has done this. And the game plan is simple. Tactical aggression. The game plan is simple. Technical punching placement. And the game plan is simple. Body snatching work. Because it's a levying onslaught of a punishment style. This is Errol the True Spence's calling card. To punish Manny Pacquiao. To ruin Manny Pacquiao. And to send Manny Pacquiao into obliteration known as retirement. Let me say it again. Because what I said was so deep and profound. Let me let that marinate in the corpus callosum and in the cerebellum. So hear me fucking well. Errol the True Spence is sending Manny Pacquiao into an obliteration called retirement. And it's going to be tactically aggressed. It's going to be technically punched. And it's going to be body snatching work. Because it's a levying onslaught of a punishment style. When it's all said and done, Manny Pacquiao will be properly retired. Because let me tell you guys something. The haters make you greater. And the more hate you guys give Errol the True Spence, the more great he will become off of it. There are guys that feed off of that energy. I feed off of that damn energy. When motherfuckers hate more, it makes me more great. Because there's something about proving people wrong. It's something about proving the doubters wrong. There's something about proving the naysayers wrong. Spence did this against Danny Garcia. When they asked, what type of fighter will Spence be? Will he come back and become Errol the True Spence after a car crash? This man had the unmitigated gall and the audacity to use Danny Garcia as a tune-up when he said, tune his ass up. Errol the True Spence could have fought Kudatrulo or Dudukurov. He could have fought his IBF mandatory. He would have been well within his right to use him as tune-up bait to be clicking on all cylinders. But he used Danny Garcia for that, a number 5 welterweight. Now Errol the True Spence done got all the rust off of him. He's clicking on all fucking cylinders. And now he's fighting Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao will realize with Joel Diaz. See, if you notice, a lot of Mexican community and Hispanic folks, they're speaking straight. Outside of Robert Garcia, that's hot and bothered like grits because Errol the True Spence regressed little Mikey into an Uber, a Lyft, and a hold up. Hey, taxi, Tijuana cab driver, fighter. But all of these guys, outside of Robert Garcia, the Eric Moraleses of the world, Joel Diaz is saying, Manny Pacquiao, I fought him 3 times. And this right here, he done barked up the wrong tree because the tree will fall on him. He done picked a fight that's too much for him. Errol the True Spence will be too much for him. And Joel Diaz, you get the biggest salute of the damn day. Because like Eric Morales said, why is Manny Pacquiao fighting this guy? Why does he want to get punished? Why is he fighting a guy that is complete? A guy that is young and a guy that is big, that is strong, whose timing is on point. If you notice, Spence told you guys a long time ago, y'all wasn't listening or paying attention. He's not coming to fight to box. He's coming for the knockout. And when you look at this background, what do you see? You see a guy that's been putting in fucking work. You see a guy that's dedicated to his craft. And you see a guy that's about to obliterate Manny Pacquiao. That's the cold hearted. That's the unadulterated. That's the cutthroat telefashion. I keeps the foot on the whoop on the Diggs. I keeps the foot on the whoop on the Diggs. This is He Knows Everything. Check it out.